Hello and welcome to my video on nuclear power, and today I'm going to be talking about why Canada should expand its nuclear sector and add new reactors. My first reason is that nuclear power is highly effective clean energy for Canada. As we know, the burning of carbon-based fuels releases carbon dioxide, a gas that contributes to the climate change in the atmosphere. Um, uh, Nuclear power plants, as you can see from the image here, they emit pretty much no carbon dioxide. So the government, to fight this, has pushed for renewable resources. However, the issue with them is that, unlike nuclear power, they cannot produce constant power generation. Nuclear power can produce large amounts of electricity, 24 hours a day, whenever it's needed, providing it to Canadians to whatever the demand is. Nuclear power does provide constant power generation. The other big point is that the new nuclear power plants in Canada will boost the economy. The thing with nuclear power is that they provide highly skilled jobs that have a very large, the nuclear power sector has a very wide employment base that has demand and availability for these high skilled jobs, and they pay really well. There are two major projects right now in Ontario, and that is the Darlington nuclear plant. It's getting refurbished, and as well as a life extension project for the Bruce Power. Those two jobs combined have provided Ontarians with about 60,000 jobs, both directly and indirectly. And the thing about this sector is that there's constant advancements required. As with nuclear power, it's leading edge, and there's always constant ways to try to improve it and make it even more safe, and structure it, and those require really highly skilled people to figure out. And like I said, this provides nuclear power provides constant power to Ontarians, and it allows for competitive electricity prices, and will fight inflation through of oil and gas, which leads me to my next point. Oil and gas is a failing industry. It's no secret that within the next 40 years, it's expected that there will be like a full depletion of the oil and gas. There's short supply, and yes, technology is allowing us to discover more sources and find and be able to reach oil, or be able to reach crude oil that we haven't been able to in the past. This will only improve so much, and eventually our consumption of oil and gas is constantly rising. This will eventually lead to a pattern that can't be sustained. Yes, this is a graph here, and this is as depletion approaches, oil and gas prices will rise. As you can see, there's a large hump here, and this graph, the line in here, is a little off. We are a lot closer to the very tip of that hump, and soon there will be a drop off in the amount of oil and gas that is available. And when this happens, prices will rise because there will still be demand for it, but there will be much less supply available. Supply and demand. This leads me to a second point. What I'm really trying to get at here, why this benefits Canada, is that Canada is a top producer of uranium, and they actually produce some of the highest grade uranium out there that can be naturally found. Canada's been mining uranium for years, so this is certainly a staple in our economy. And one of the benefits of having a domestic supply is that you don't have to rely on other countries to provide you with your power source. Especially with oil and gas. Some of the countries that are really starting to produce it might be less stable than just having a domestic supply right here in Canada. So this does make it a far more dependable option for energy than oil and gas. So yeah, nuclear power is a far more reliable power source at providing clean energy than typical green alternatives such as solar or wind. Is economically in the best interest for Canada. So yeah, it's certainly something to keep in mind, especially as oil and gas does reach a decline. So yeah, as the demand for electrical power increases, nuclear power becomes an even greater necessity for Canada to pursue. Nuclear power can be the key to a successful solution to help fill the vacuum that is left by the oil and gas industry as they decline. And yeah, by expanding its nuclear power sector, Canada is able to maintain its stance as a global energy leader and can help keep Canadians out of the dark for many years to come. So yeah, nuclear power should be in the best interest of Canada.